All right, good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Greg D alongside Natalie Walters. This morning, I haven't done these in a while. The summer months are kind of quiet, so we kind of stay back from the hangouts, but it's time to bring back hangouts because we've got winter weather headed this way. And Natalie, first, it's the temperatures that we're talking about.
Right. Even as soon as tomorrow, cold air is heading its way in. We're looking at an Arctic blast that's going to be dropping our temperatures as we look into this week to come. So it's going to be cold. It's going to feel like winter as we head into the end of the day tomorrow. You can see right here, we're going to start out on the warm side. We're going to have some warming ahead of this.
So this is tomorrow morning. Arkansas is right there in the middle of the screen. And what a contrast. This is about,
right. You can see
6 a.m.
Northwest Arkansas, areas like Fayetteville, they're in that 35-degree mark right there, and areas in Southeast Arkansas in the 50s and 60s. So starting off on the mild side for your day on Tuesday, we'll see some showers across the area, and then the cold air begins to move its way in. That's
6 p.m. Tuesday, and then basically through the rest of the week, I mean, we'll just go through this quickly. 6 p.m. Here's Wednesday, 30s and 40s around the state. Thursday, 30s really, 6 p.m. May not even make it to 40 in many parts of the state. Thursday, Friday, here's noon Friday, may hit 40 before we cool off in the evening. Saturday, again, noon Saturday, temperatures in the 40s. Gets a little cooler there in southern Arkansas, and that's where we're really shifting our attention toward the weekend because let's pull up the upper pattern first, maybe. So what you're looking at here are disturbances moving by, the little areas of, here we go, of the yellows and oranges and reds indicating upper storms. And what we're going to fast forward to here is this weekend. Now, this is the GFS model, and it shows one of these little balls of yellow and orange coming into Oklahoma Saturday. Got the big game in Northwest Arkansas Saturday evening. And what I'm seeing here, Natalie, is that it starts off red and just kind of weakens and falls apart as it heads into the area, kind of a disconnected, disorganized system.
Yeah, and
on the GFS.
Yeah, and that's something that you look at. And whenever you do have the yellows and the reds, that indicates that you could have a lot of lift and producing that precipitation. But yeah, the GFS doesn't look as promising for much in the way. There you can see precipitation-wise, it does indicate some possibly showers across the area. Now, one thing that line that we really have to look at is that 540 line.
Yeah, that's that blue line. That usually indicates the freezing mark. And we can actually look at one more thing here is at the same time, what's the atmosphere doing about 3,000 to 4,000 feet up? And the red line here is the 0-degree line, and that's everything at 3,000 to 4,000 feet is below freezing. South of there, everything is above freezing. Now, so that means most of Arkansas, even maybe Fayetteville at that time, this is Saturday night, above freezing. Let's check on surface temperatures. Mid to low 30s, so kind of marginal across the Ozarks, but central and southern Arkansas 30s and 40s, with northwest Arkansas maybe falling below freezing. So it's possible that for the game Saturday evening, here's Saturday 6 p.m. Let's check the temperatures again. Northern Arkansas above 3,000 feet is slightly below freezing on the GFS. At the surface, mid 30s. So maybe some showers, I guess maybe some sleet possible, but not really, probably just cold rain.
I feel like the GFS indicates more of a cold rain than anything for us here.
Absolutely.
But we look at multiple different models. We're trying to put a
you mentioned
together.
this. So there is the other model. Now, this is the European. We're going to start off with the upper look at things again. Now, I'm going to fast forward this. The timing on this one, by the way, is a little different. First of all, we're using an older run of this model. It comes out less often. And number two, this one really puts the storm coming through later in the weekend period. So here is Friday on that model. Here is Saturday. And what I'm really seeing here, Natalie, is this thing, Saturday, kind of this organized system down to the south. It's really next Sunday. What a difference. So here's the European. The whites, the grays here. This is a much different upper storm that it's indicating rolling through later in the weekend.
Right, much stronger. And another thing with this model compared to the GFS, a lot colder as well, which would be the game changer in this situation as far as precipitation. Not only would that produce more precipitation with the colder air in place, what type of precipitation would we
Right.
see.
And this one's also farther south. All the energy, as far as the GFS, it kind of had the upper energy scattered all across the mid-south. This one kind of concentrates everything down into North Texas and shoots it as one little ball that heads our way. Honestly, if this was April, we'd be talking about a severe weather outbreak somewhere here in the mid-south. This is a powerful system coming through. And look at these temperatures. These are surface temperatures. Now remember, the timing here is different. The European has this moving through Sunday night into Monday. So we're talking about a day's worth of difference, but it's got temperatures falling well into the low 30s. Here's the precipitation. And again, because this is an organized system, Saturday, there's that weak system moving through, mainly rain around the state, Saturday night into Sunday.
Areas off to the north could see maybe a little bit of a mix.
Possible, yeah. Maybe southwest Arkansas, some freezing rain with this one. Maybe southwest Arkansas, north of I-40. There could be some snow even Saturday night with this this first system moving through. That kind of gets out of the way quickly. A lot of the precipitation stays rain farther south.
Yeah.
Looking at the temperatures down to the surface, mid 30s, kind of close. But it's that second system that the Euro has coming in.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you want snow, you want that to dip far south of our area. You need that line to get that cold air really in place for us here. So we're looking at that 540 line.
Way down into the green. The green here is precipitation, and a lot of the precipitation is north of the 540 line, which in this case would point to snow.
Yeah, exactly right. And something also to keep in mind is it's going to be cold for days before this. Sometimes we see maybe something like this. We were warm the day before. We're going to stay with the cold air in place for a while.
This would stick if this were to happen, and then that precipitation shield moves away. Now, here's where I question this model some. Now, it's got below freezing temperatures at 3,000 feet down into North Mexico. It's got temperatures in the 20s on Monday morning down into North Mexico and south of the Rio Grande Valley. Okay, so these are this model's projected snowfall amounts. This thing has snow down to North Mexico,
right?
Which is why you giggled here, but this is where I think it's kind of worth the giggle, because this is really a lot of snow, and this would be a very unusual event, which makes me kind of not want to believe it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when you put a forecast, you have to think of climatology as well. Has this happened in the past?
How likely is this to happen?
And again, it's just one particular model, but it has been kind of putting it out days previously as well.
It has been consistent.
It has been pretty consistent with this, but you could see as it moves its way through, continuing to put snow into parts of Louisiana. Again, I forecasted in Monroe, Louisiana for 4 years. We saw one snow event when I was there, and that was the first time in 6 years. They don't see snow often at all either. So again, you have to keep in mind how likely is it that it's
how likely
happen.
is that you're going to see that much snow? This thing is, I'm actually loading the total snowfall forecast from this storm from this computer model. So we'll kind of see as it adds up. This model basically blankets 3/4 of Texas, half the state of Texas with 3 inches or more of snow, including Dallas, Abilene, Amarillo, down to Midland, snow to the hill country, and then a swath of 6 inches. Let's see the next color. I'm looking at colors here. 10 to It's basically putting a foot of snow in the Ouachitas in Arkansas at the end of November. I'm not saying it can't happen, and I know a lot of the snow lovers out there, definitely
lots of wish casting goes
lots
involved
of wish
in this,
casting. I know, there are a lot of meteorologists on Twitter who love winter, and they will tell you that,
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go.
See, and I'm not. We're like the perfect black and white cookie here, because she likes the snow. I do not. So I always look at every winter forecast with a lot of doubt. Yeah. And honestly,
I still look at it with doubt, though. I like the snow, and I would love for that situation to happen. However,
you don't get too excited about it.
Yes, I'm not going to put out a big snowfall forecast, especially when we're so far out. I mean, almost a week in advance.
And just think about it. When was the last time you remember getting a foot of snow in Arkansas? That was that Christmas storm. In central Arkansas, not since I've been here, and that's now coming up on over 6 years. So a foot of snow is very rare anywhere south of the Ozarks in northwest Arkansas here in the state. So for this model to be putting it out and so far south, you've got to question, is this really something, is this a forecast that makes sense? It's out there, the data is there, and the computer model can do whatever it wants, and it makes it look believable because that's what it does. It paints specific numbers and locations, but that doesn't mean that it is truth.
A lot of things have to come together to make that happen. And again, it is so far out to kind of put such a big forecast out in front of you. Now, winter weather for possibility, it's there as far as a foot of snow here in Arkansas next week. Right now, we're saying not so likely.
Yeah, now I wouldn't grab your shovels just yet. Of course, we'll keep watching it every time the model comes out, which in this case is twice a day. This one only comes out every 12 hours, right?
Yep.
Evening and morning. So we're going to get the morning run later on. Early afternoon to late morning. I'll be sure to update you on that, and we'll probably have another one of these discussions here tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for updates. All right, everybody, have a good day. That's it. Hopefully, we won't have to do too many more of these, but we'll keep you updated as some cold weather enters the state. Follow me on Twitter at Greg D. Weather. Natalie is at Nat Walters WX on Twitter as well for the latest updates. Have a good day.